What's up, everyone? We're on episode number 11. Thank you guys for your support and welcome back to Containeroz podcast. This podcast is sponsored by PORTPRO, the leading operating system for drayage carriers. Check out their website at portpro.io and schedule a demo. By clicking on the top right corner, you'll see that little section there to do your thing, and make sure you mention Containeroz for 10% off. Today in the studio, I have
Luca Marchione, aka Italian Stallion.
hello. Thank you for coming and taking your time out of your day on the weekend, which is like the weekend is this
Oh yeah, family stuff
yes
like
sir.
that. Yeah.
And I appreciate you coming over.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Hey, my pleasure.
Back in my hometown, San Pedro, California.
That's right. So let's get it started. Let's see. I took a little bit of notes here. Obviously, I did my Instagram research. That's where we met, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so,
Through Instagram, right.
You're, from what I gather, you're Italian.
Yeah.
Born in Sicily, Palmero.
That's
Forgive
it.
me if I miss.
Palermo, yeah.
Oh, Palermo. My bad.
It's all good.
And you moved to the U.S., right?
Yeah, when I was 6 years old, I came here in 1986.
You want to share a little bit about that story or a little about yourself before we actually dig deep?
Yeah, man. Like I said, to come here was the American dream. Me and my family, and came over here all the way from Sicily Palmero, like we just said, all the way to San Pedro, California. Basically, my uncle came here first, and we actually followed him.
Yeah.
So we kept going from there, and just like as a kid, you don't know anything, dude. Like you're once at a different across the world from Sicily, and then now you come to United States, California, with no English, no papers, nothing, just a complete different out of your environment what you used to have before. So I'm grateful for every day that I grew up here because, dude, who I am today, this place made me. And from watching my mom and dad working two jobs, learning the language, becoming citizens, from rags to riches, basically, with nothing, trying to make something out of yourself. You know what I mean?
Do you recall like what made your parents take that decision and like we gotta go? What's up?
It was like a better life, a better
Okay.
opportunity for me, and to grow, because everybody always talked about, America, coming to America.
Yeah.
That's how the greatness and stuff like that.
The
'cause,
dream, the dream.
Right,
Yeah.
because back in my town was very poverty, poor, not too many people are making it out of there, and so
Yeah.
we wanted a better life. So my parents provided that for me.
How is were you only child?
Yeah,
Okay. And then that was what year was that you said?
1986.
I was born a year later. You beat me to the country, bro.
Yeah. Well, we all come here somehow, some way. You know what I mean? I didn't come over here on a banana boat, but
Yeah.
but yeah, man. So yeah, still we're here, and thank God till this day. From watching my mom grind and my dad and two jobs, and my mom taking me to her second job as a pizza delivery driver. That was just like intense. He was always telling me, like, I brought you along with me. There was no daycare back then.
How old were you when this was going on?
Like I said,
Like
six
fresh,
years old,
right when you got
fresh.
here.
Like we're talking about fresh.
Oh, the guy here started
Yeah,
hustling.
started hustling. My mom working, dad working. My dad's a professional mechanic. He's the master mechanic.
Nice.
Yeah, and him and his brother have a shop here in San Pedro, California. International Motors, shout out to them.
Okay.
And they're still there to this day. And yeah, man, it's just pretty much they've been working their butts off to become who they are today. And I saw that as a kid, dude. Like, I also grew up, I saw every angles of it, even talking to older folks. I used to always hang around with older folks because they've been there and done that. So they tell me their life lessons.
Like the OGs?
Yeah, man. It's like, who's this young kid hanging around with us?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I want to learn. I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't want to hang out with the younger crowds.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I wanted to hang around with the older crowds and learn from them to see what they got going on and what they did. So I won't make that same mistakes when they're young, because they already been there, done that. They told
That's
me.
very wise, because most of the time when we're young, we think we know everything.
Yeah,
we don't seek that guidance. Like, well, what made you think like that? Like, you know.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, I know it all. You know what I mean? It's like, well, you don't know it all. You're still wet behind the ears. You know.
You in jail or wherever you end up. Well, it turns out I didn't know that much, but now I know a little more, huh?
Exactly, brother.
So you grew up in San Pedro, right?
Yeah, San Pedro, California. And then a little bit of Long Beach, because my parents split up when I was 10.
Okay.
That was really heartbreaking, but they're still good friends till this day, and no hard feelings. But growing up, as your parents getting divorced is really a tough on you as a kid. A lot of kids go into drugs, gangs, stuff like that. I was never in nothing into that. I always kept my mind in the focus. Like, I always wanted to become a businessman, watching my mom, my dad.
Yeah.
Good heart, religion, family. You know what I mean? So I saw all that. I wasn't interested in that, gangs and drugs, and I was never
Even
interested.
after the breakup, it was like not an excuse to resort to that.
No, as a child, you do blame yourself, and I did blame myself.
Oh, they say that a lot. Like,
I did blame myself, but I was like, you know what? It wasn't my fault. It just grew apart. And that happens, you know what I mean?
Especially being an only child, that must be like 10 times worse. I don't know. My parents separated. I was like not even 2 yet, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know if the psychological or comparison with someone that had both of them, and then to see the absence of, you know what I mean?
The separated.
Of the unity in the home. But
yeah, it wasn't easy, but I overcome it, because my dad was still in my life. Weekends, visitations, and I saw him. I called him all the time, and like I said, it just felt like they never left each other. They were always still there for me.
Okay.
So that was really awesome for them to still be there.
And now, as a man, you look back on that experience and you see it differently than obviously what you saw as a kid, like thinking it's your fault. But now you can understand the decision?
I understand, because my mom had a lot of ambition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you come to this country, it's a fast life. It's not a slow life back in Sicily. And,
okay.
Back then, over there, it's a slow life. You know what I mean? People, they don't have to work as much, as hard as we do over here. And money, material, all that stuff. And it can ruin somebody, But, and my mom was always there. She was always loyal to my dad, but she always wanted more. She wanted more. And my dad still was stuck on that old town, old life back in Sicily kind of deal. You know what I mean? But,
We all go at our own pace, because you mentioned he has a shop and all this.
Yeah.
He just, had to recalibrate, maybe adjust to the setting,
Exactly. Right. So it takes a little while, you know what I mean? It's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
What's it say? Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yes, I hear that. Yes. We still want stuff to manifest in a day, though.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
What's a good childhood memory you have? Like something you cherish and you're like, and you feel like you're there still when you think about it. I'm pretty bad with those. I can't really.
Childhood memory, like watching my mom, like I said, watching my mom drag me to her second job to provide for us no matter what. You know what I mean? Like, because after my parents split up, my mom married with the Longshoreman, ILWU, Local 13. And then they had a baby, my sister, Fabiana. Okay. And she provided night and day for us, man. Like, she had a business. My mom had a bunch of businesses. She started with the cleaning business. Back then, cleaning business was the thing to do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Carpet cleaning, cleaning your house, stuff like that. And then she evolved, man. She upgraded, and she bought a travel agency school. She had to teach people, about education, what the careers they want to go, what path, the airlines. And from there, she sold that, and then she went to day spa. That's when she really blew up, like, big. Like, wow. She had 2 day spas, one in Long Beach and one in Redondo Beach. And she was always providing us, like, whatever we wanted, she gave it to us, because she never really had it as a child. She wanted to give the best to me and my sister. Remember, my sister, we're 11 years apart. We're really far in gap.
Okay.
But I was like, you know, my sister, I'm her keeper. You know what I mean? I'm like her big brother. I'm always there for her. And she has a beautiful heart. Like, she's always giving, great person. She's also a local 13 member. Because rest in peace, her dad died. And when a member from the local passes away, the book goes down to the child. It's just called a COD, Children of Deceased. So they take over their mom or dad's position, how they work. So that's what she's still. Good thing you can continue your father or your mother's legacy, but unfortunately, you know, people die of tragedies and pass away, but you can still take their place and continue that legacy to continue. You know, so I seen that for my mom, like to completely like always being there for us, hustling, making sure we have food, clothes, the best things in life. My mom said, if you graduate high school, I will buy you your first car. And I was like, that was awesome. You know what I mean? It's like,
so gives you that little drive, like.
Yeah, it gave me that drive to like, you know what? I got to get good grades. I got to do this.
You didn't get it unless you earned it.
Right. Much. Nothing was given to me, man. I had to earn every step.
Yeah.
You know, and basically that was one of the best childhood moments that I ever had. Like, my mom surprised me with my first car. And
what was it?
A Honda CRX SI.
Whoa, SI is
stick shift too.
And they're still pretty cool now. Like
now they're really in high demand.
Yeah.
So I had one of the coolest car in town, man. Like San Pedro High School.
Nice.
That was really cool. That was before Fast and the Furious, that mumbo jumbo. You know what I mean? You
were that speed racer from the start, not after the movie. Huh?
I always had that adrenaline because I dirt bikes, I street bikes. I always had that in me, you know, because it's in my blood, you know what I mean? Because my dad's a mechanic. He's always been around engines and stuff like that. You know, he started as a little kid back home fixing Vespas with him and his dad.
What is that?
You know, little Vespas, the little motorcycles. Little Vespas, Italian bikes. He worked on those with his dad, and he just became a full-blown mechanic, man, like fixing cars. It started with motorcycles. So the blood was always there, man. And then when I was born, and boom, I had this excitement about motorcycles too when I was growing up. Dad, can I get this? No. He said, no, not yet. You're not ready. And when I finally got one, he was happy for me. You know, you can always, you know how you buy like dirt bikes off your friends, or hey, can I get? And I bought my first dirt bike, and I was really super happy. But he was like kind of scared along with it, because he knew how wild I was. I was like, this dude's gonna take off. And back then, you used to ride your dirt bikes around the block, not knowing the cops were gonna come get you or nothing. It was a thing to do back then, you know.
Yeah, you're not supposed to, right? They don't have plates or none of that.
nothing like that, you know.
It's a little more fun when it's rebellious.
Exactly.
A little more of a rush.
Adrenaline. Yeah, exactly.
Just don't go too fast. You saw what happened to that guy going over 100 recently. The cops were chasing him.
Wow.
Dead on arrival, just
flipped in the air.
Yeah.
I think he died on impact, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely dangerous, but I rode one. It was a Harley, though. I was going to learn how to ride them, how to, you know.
Yeah.
But you feel that power. I was just in the first, like, I'm not even going to lie. I think it was like one of the first gears. But you feel like it'll really take off.
Oh, yeah. You got to have respect to bike.
My friend was showing me, and then like a couple weeks later, he had a bad accident where someone just cut him off. Mm-hmm. And he like smashed into the side of the van, fucked up his knee. He was in the hospital for a while. And I'm like, I guess not.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I guess I chickened out.
It's not you, it's others.
But
you know?
Exactly. So I'm like, maybe I'll feel confident eventually, but it's always some idiot that's not gonna, you know, not keeping us in mind, you know, when we're out on the road.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm you know, I'm getting my stripes in the podcast game. You know, I feel maybe I skipped the intro a little. Like, I feel I should have. Let's go back, if you don't mind, to more about yourself now. Like,
okay.
You know, today in the studio I have Luca, right?
Right. aka Italian Stallion.
Italian Stallion.
I'm here. I'm grateful that you
What
brought
do
me
you-
on the show, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, back in, like I said, back to my hometown, San Pedro, California.
I'm grateful you came.
You know what I mean?
And I guess I want people to know who I'm talking to. Like, like, what do you do now?
Yeah.
What are you about these days, and all that good stuff.
Well, like I said, I had many jobs. I was like I always make fun about this joke. I'm like a Jamaican. I had 20 jobs.
Okay.
I'm always doing this and that until this day. My wife was like, "Man, you do so much." I was like, "I do so much because I want to leave a legacy behind for you and my children."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because when I'm gone, when God calls for me, Dad did something. Papa left us a lot. Well, I'm not just gonna be a burden on them. You know what I mean? And it all started with like, my first job was one of my first job was working here in San Pedro as a pizza man, and it was called Pino's Kitchen, right across the street from the dues office on 6th Street, and now I believe it's called Happy Diner, and it's not there anymore, but.
You started where your mom started, in the pizza business.
Exactly. You see how that falls back?
Interesting.
And I was working and going to school at the same time. And pretty much, I learned how to make my own money, dude. You know what I mean? It's like it wasn't just, here you go, son. Here you go, son. You had to pretty much go out there and get it, if you're going to succeed in life. Pretty much, I learned the food game. How to make pizzas, calzone, sandwiches, and shout out to my old boss, Sal Camareri. Yeah, he taught me a lot, man. A good man. He taught me a lot. Work hard. You can do anything in life when you become. And I was also working with my cousin Rosario. He was always helping me out to find jobs along with him in the food industry because he's a really good cook, man.
Okay.
He's awesome. He's a chef, but he never went to school. But he's got the gift. You know how some people have the gift of talents? He's got that gift to cook, man. And he's got one of those talents that it's remarkable, man. Like this guy can cook. And I watched him every time.
It's an art.
Exactly. It's a form of art.
Man. And you fuse it with passion, and you get
Yeah.
Look at Salt Bay. People think it's just meat. It's just cutting it. It's just salt. No, you add your touch.
More than that.
How's it go?
You got that elbow little angle. And it's just, that was one of the jobs. And after that, I graduated from high school, and then I went to go another adventure of mine, sell cars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was working about 20-year-old working at a car dealership. Whittier Chrysler, selling PT Cruisers, Sebrings, Dodge Neons, you name it, man. I was a young...
Were those a top seller, the PT Cruisers?
Man, back then it was.
Yeah, it was like this...
Back then it was, dude. It was the...
What's that one Chrysler, that one Chrysler vehicle they made that looked like a shark, like a hammerhead? Prowler.
Yeah.
The PT Cruiser, I may be way off, but it kind of went down that road of different.
Yeah.
With that
outside
car.
The box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back then that car was a lot of money, dude.
Yeah.
$29,950. Well, $30,000 car when it first came out. It had the same chassis as the Neons, the Dodge Neons.
What?
Yeah, same chassis. Not too many people know about that, but they had the same form of chassis on there.
Okay.
And dude, I was a young salesman out there. I didn't have no suits. I didn't have none of that stuff. And all these other guys got suits.
Yeah.
They're like, Luca, you gotta be suited and booted. Like, what do you mean?
Look the part so they could, yeah.
You gotta be, gotta dress to impress. And I was like, all right, cool. My first paycheck, the guy that worked with me, his dad owned a suit place. So it was perfect, bro. It was meant to be dude.
That fool had a sale thing going. Everyone that come in there, you gotta come check out my dad's shop.
Yeah, it was a perfect thing, man. So my first paycheck, I'd say, hey, dude, hook me up. He hooked me up with all the suits and everything, ties and cufflinks. And, dude, after that, my sale game went up, dude.
Oh, yeah. So it does matter? People are like that? People do go based on that?
People want to buy cars from, good-looking dude or woman, just dressed,
It's
really
funny,
clean.
Huh? You're the same dude with the suit that was, the same dude last week with the regular clothes.
Right.
And it's funny how that
Nah,
works.
you just
Impressions matter, I guess.
Exactly. You put a suit on and it changes the whole game. You know what I mean? And I started selling cars, learning the business. And there's a lot of, sharks out there. They want to take your deals. You have to call in cars, coming in red, coming in blue. And we're in the little gazebo out there. Got 10 salesmen fighting over people that come on the lot.
I personally, when I have gone to a dealership,
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't really stand, like, some people rub off like fake in a way. I can read through that. I hate it when it feels like, I don't know how to describe it. I think there's a thin line between being authentic and like a little too salesy.
Right.
Right. Come on, let's be honest. Like, you don't give a fuck about me. You want to make a sale.
Exactly.
But let's acknowledge that and just move on past the, trying to play me for a sucker,
Yeah.
Especially if I came in for this car, but you want to get me in the shitty car just to make a sale. Like,
Right.
look out for me,
Right. But there's still some good salesmen out there,
Yeah.
man. I wasn't the pushy type.
Yeah.
But it's called when you have a partner, when you have one sale cooking and another one comes,
Yeah.
you're married to the other person. So the other guy is a whole different, different atmosphere from you, and he's the pushy guy. It's like good cop, bad cop. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, and the other
I'm the good guy.
little mix.
Yeah, and he's the bad guy. So
In the defense of those salesmen, sorry to interrupt.
no,
you,
no
but
worries. Yeah.
I was that bad customer as well that go in with a shitty credit score, but you want the Corvette. But bro, you qualify for the Focus.
right.
Ah, but I want the Corvette.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so there is that too. You got to be realistic. Know your,
course.
your price range.
Oh
But-
yeah, because a person that comes to the lot with 800, that we call them a gold ball. You know what I mean? Like that guy can get anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it was a great experience, dude. I was a top salesman for about 2 months in a row.
Right.
I knocked it out. Young dude, fresh out of high school. Got that drive. It was really good money back then, dude.
Yeah.
Like 20-year-old making $4,000 a month. That's crazy.
Plus, this is at a reputable dealer, right? It's not a
yeah.
in-house financing type
Yeah, it
of
wasn't
spot
no
yet.
mom and pop shops. It was a big dealership, Whittier Chrysler.
So they have all the resources and they practically do the marketing for you. You just got to reel them in once they're on the lot.
Know the product, sell the product,
yeah.
do your research about it. But you know what? I tell you what, I'll be honest with you, bro. I made more money selling used cars than new cars. The new cars did not have big market values.
Well, there's a big market
commissions.
for people that don't qualify for those new cars.
Yeah. So they slam dunk them in the used cars.
Yeah, hit that niche.
Yeah.
Niche. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like,
Well,
wow, okay. And then from there it just kept going, dude. Like I worked at Home Depot as a lot tech and like pushing carts, cutting lumber. I was that dude, man. I was always the hardworking guy. He's like, hey, I'll cut your keys, I'll cut your lumber. I'll help you load up stuff in your car. You know what I mean?
You were in that's not my job. Let me call someone.
Yeah, you know how you go to Home Depot and
Yeah.
you're like, hey, dude, where's this at, man? I was like, aisle 7, right over there to your bottom hand corner.
Somewhere over there.
I used to take the customer and show them where the product is at. That's the right thing to do, you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't know, everybody has different work ethics, you know what I mean? It's like I was always one going above and beyond to help people out or to go out of my way. You know what I mean? Just to...
You got to give it your best all the time. You never
Yeah.
know who's watching from afar or who you run into.
What about if I need help one day? You know what I mean? That guy remembers me like, yeah, that guy was a solid dude. He helped me out.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing, man.
You recall like the first time you got a taste of a payment, like a money, or I'm not trying to make it sound all like, oh my God, money.
I know, right?
But I want to make it sound like what it is. That feeling you get when you get rewarded for your labor. Like, oh shit, this is how it works. If I just work hard, I reap the rewards of my labor. Like that inspired the hustle. You remember like that first time you made a sale? Like how
Right.
young were you? How did it feel? What did you sell? What was your first experience getting paid?
My God, it felt awesome because
Where was that?
that was at the Whittier Chrysler when everybody saw this dude. Let me tell you something. It's a true story about this dude, how he came on the lot and he had ripped up shorts, holes in his shorts, ripped up shorts, scruffy looking beard and all that stuff, you know what I mean? Like, and the other salesmen were like, they're laughing at the guy, like, who's this bum-looking guy? And I was like, hey, man, maybe he needs a car. He might be somebody. You would never know. Yeah. He's like, dude, Luca, get out of here, man. You can have him. And I was like, I am. I don't judge anybody. Only God can judge us. Yeah. So I met the dude, and really solid guy, really friendly. I wasn't pushy on him. And he knew exactly what he wanted, dude. And I was like, yeah, hey, the PT Cruiser, is that the one you want? He's like, yeah. I want it in red. I want it with black interior, with the roof rack. And I was like, hey, we got one just like that right over here. Yeah. And those guys were still laughing at me, pointing at me. And I was like,
They thought you were wasting your time because you didn't dress to impress.
Look at this young guy out here, don't know the game. You know what I mean? This guy can be wasting his time. You don't even know it. But knowing my mind was like, I was still going to help this guy out. He's a human being. He deserves my respect and my service sales that I'm here to provide for him. And the amazing thing is, dude, I was like, sir, would you be financing this car or would you be paying in cash? He says, he looked at me, he's like, we'd be paying in cash. And I was like, no way, dude.
Who's laughing now?
As soon as I brought him in the office,
they all learned a lesson that day for sure. I just threw a peace
sign to them, and they're all flicking me off.
Oh, now.
Yeah, well, see, now you guys are my friends, you know what I mean? And the guy paid in cash, dude. Unbelievable.
What did that commission look like for that sale?
That was a $1,500 check. Ooh. Yeah, off the bat.
Nice.
$29,995 for the car plus tax and license, you know what I mean? The guy drove off, loved it, you know what I mean? And it was just an amazing, part of my life. Like, you know what? Never judge a book by its cover. Never judge anybody. Only God can do that. And, just...
Well, you normally didn't do that. What brought your attention to resonate with that saying was the fact that your teammates were thinking it's funny.
Yeah.
So that's when you're like, huh.
Right.
Don't judge a book by its cover. I'm glad I lived this way because look at what they missed out on.
Yeah, those hyenas can start laughing. You know what I mean? They can start joking and laughing and all that stuff. But I'll get the last laugh at the end. A young guy at a high school making that kind of money was really good.
Was it strictly commission back then?
Commission.
Only?
Commission. So it's pretty much at one point you're eating beans. Next point you're eating steaks. It's like...
Sounds like trucking sometimes.
That was another adventure of mine as well, man. Like I said, I'm pretty much a jack of all trades, man. If you want to put it that way, you know what I mean. I've done it all. I've been there, done that. From being a casual longshoreman, and then back in when I first started in 2005, then 2008 hit, how the economy crashed. And I was just stuck against the wall, man. Like, you know what? My back's, I'm cornered. You know what I mean? Like, what do I do? Mm-hmm. It's not going anywhere. Work had slowed down. You know what I mean? The economy took a crash.
So you got 3 years of that on your belt, and then it just went down?
Yeah, it was good. 5, 6, 7, 08 started crashing. 9, you know what I mean? It was still dipping. I had to do something, man. I went to trucking school. There was a free program here in San Pedro. Yeah. I think it's called Harbor Work Center, how they help you out to get your license, your trucking license.
Easy on my patio table.
Oh, am I?
Remember? Yeah.
It was like, it's like, it was just pretty much, they helped me out through the whole way, man. Professional truck driving school. It was right there at Huntington Park.
Why trucking? Because you saw them at work as a casual, you said?
I saw the other side. I'm like, these guys are making money. Also, if I get my Class 1 license, I can take different jobs at the port.
Okay,
you know what I mean? So that actually benefited me as well.
Let's backtrack a little bit. How did you get into being a casual? Like, do you mind sharing with us, let's picture it like a list of, layers
from
of
steps.
Levels, Okay. You start as a casual, then there's a ID, then there's
an A-man.
Like, what is that all about?
So basically, you start as a casual, and you build enough hours, and then when they are hiring, then they bring you in based on your hours. You know what I mean?
So to be a casual, I can just go apply somewhere, or how does it work?
It doesn't work like that. It's kind of like mafia,
Allegedly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's who you know, what you know.
Yeah.
No, it's like either throwing a postcard when they are hiring,
Okay.
when they announce it on the
Yes.
newspapers or
Yeah.
Facebook or however you want to say it.
When they announce it, like
You know what I mean? Fall in that small fine print. Or you have a family member, an
Yes.
interest card,
Yeah.
which I had a family member interest card was
Okay.
given to me, and it pretty much you threw it in there and it did a little barrel, and they pick your name one by one, and then you follow into a certain sequence, and then when your time comes, they call you. It's like, hey, come do the training, all that stuff like that.
What if you have a regular job that with guaranteed pay, you gotta sacrifice that?
You
Like,
do, because I had to juggle two jobs. I was a
Shit.
security guard officer at Rolling Hills Plaza, and I did casualty at the same time.
so you could give up a
So-
full time job if they need you that day, because this is worth more in the long run. Like, that must be tough.
Yeah, it is because you have to know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Because this will be my career. This is my job right now, temporary.
Yeah, to make
But
ends meet at the
Exactly.
moment.
So I had to call in sick. I had a missed day of work, and then at the end, well, at the beginning, I told my boss that I was like, hey, you know what? This is what I do on the side, and he knew everything about it. He knew about the longshoreman
Yeah.
as a casual, the process. Are you cool by me leaving sometimes to go to work? He's like, yeah, not all the time, but sometimes. So I had to juggle both. You know what I mean? I had to juggle both. So and I did.
Okay. So coming, being honest with him, it helped you extend your stay there, because otherwise it would have gone south real quick. Then you're just waiting on casual work.
Oh yeah, because the way I see it is honesty is best policy. Why not let him know off the bat? Why I'm gonna lie to his face and say, hey man, I got something else going on the side, or I don't. Not gonna, you know what I mean?
Because sometimes we want to mold it in our favor. We think we got it under control. Like, let me structure it this way.
Right.
And
Right.
in the end, the truth always
He was
comes
cool
out.
with it in the beginning, and then at the end, it started work.
Yeah.
The port started picking back up, and I was like, you know what? I need to make my hours. I got to get back down there. And then that was the time that there was not enough hours for me, and I was like, you know what? I just took that leap of faith. You know what I mean? Like, you know what? I'm gonna go focus on my career, and what I
Intuition.
want to do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I just left the security business, and I hit the long-shore casualing process. I never looked back. Like, I kept going. You know what I mean? I just like, you know what? This is what I want to be. You know what I mean? Even though there's different opportunities were knocking on my door, and I tried it, and it didn't happen. I always fell back to the longshore. Like, I did this job, and I fell back. I did this job, I fell back. You know what I mean?
In a way that you become aware of the longshore life, if I can say it like that.
Yeah.
Through your stepfather,
Mhm.
because that's what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
So you're a casual, you're doing your thing, and then what's next?
And pretty
Do the
much
hours
like
and-
the hours, man. Because
Okay.
if you have the hours, and then when they are hiring, then they bring you on board. But if you don't have the hours, dude, you gotta wait. And we waited, dude. I waited to become a full-time member 12 years and a half, dude. That was a long journey, bro.
That's a lot of faith.
A lot
knowing
of
that
faith.
Someday
and,
you'll
like,
get in.
blood, sweat, and tears, rain or shine. I miss birthdays, funerals, you name it, man. You lose friends because you can never go out. You have to go out. You have to go down there, get your time, your hours, and all that stuff. And they don't understand. Ex-girlfriends, girlfriends, they don't understand the life that you have to live
Yeah.
to become where you have to be one day. You know what I mean? So that's the stuff. That's the journey I went through. And finally, 2018, I finally got in full time, and it was a game changer, man. Life changing.
Casual trucking, full time. That's why there's so much pride in your guys' line of work, because it's really earned. It's not handed out,
No,
right?
it's not given.
12 years? Fuck.
12 years in that, yeah, man. And then I was on the other side, like trucking too.
Yeah.
And so I know how sometimes how you guys have it so hard, waiting in lines, the chassis bad, the BIT, you know what I mean? Like all that, dude. Like, I see all the struggle that on both ends. You know what I mean? Because some people think it's the longshoremen are holding up the line and this and that. Like, no, it's not. Let's get this right.
Yeah.
We know it's the companies. The companies want this, and this. You know what I mean? What we were going through, why there's a bunch of lines out there. There's not enough storage. You know what I mean? We're jam-packed with this stuff, man. These warehouses, they're not open 24 hours. No, they're not. We knock out a ship in between 3 to 4 days. We're talking about 18,000 containers on a vessel. That's a lot of containers, bro.
And one thing I want to get across to you guys is that, see, you guys put in work and not, unload that vessel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why not all of them, but some are under the assumption that once it's off, like, it's on us to just come and grab it. But it's not that easy. Like, the terminals, they have this appointment system.
Yep.
We don't have the right equipment. There's scarcity,
Yep.
So a lot of the companies, they would love to just go in there and grab it,
Of course.
But it seems there's a lot of little levels to get that process going to where you take out the cargo, So I guess it helps sharing our perspective so we each understand each other better. See, like, you're putting in work, unloading, and we're more than happy to. We want loads, man. You have experience trucking, so you know what it's like. You're trucking, you want to be moving loads, So ain't no time to be blaming Longshoreman because,
No.
There's just so much stuff, and that's why it's good that we share both sides so we understand.
Exactly.
There's definitely not enough. I don't want to say heat because I'm trying to go at it now like on a professional way, like communicate effectively. Like, I'm not gonna get nowhere saying fuck this, fuck him, fuck that. Like, you could totally argue with someone and get your point across, and communication is key. You disrespect them, and that's the last conversation you'll have with them. So what did you gain?
Right.
Like,
I always gave respect, and you got to give respect to get respect. You know what I mean? Every trucker I see out there till this day, I go above and beyond out of my way, dude. Like, as soon as I ask him for his ticket, because I clerk,
You clerk.
I clerk. I'm a clerk now.
Yeah.
But
you've done a lot of stuff.
I'm a clerk, but I'm not a clerk at a local 63. I'm a clerk at a 13. I still grab them every day. The job, you can grab different job categories. I choose to be a clerk because I'm a people person. I like to talk to people. I like to help people out. The pay is a little bit better, but in my industry now, what I know now, what I went through, an older, wiser man down there at the waterfront always told me, work smarter, not harder. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'd rather use my brain than my physical hands now. You know what I mean? But back then, So now what I do is now I'm clerking and I'm helping everybody out, dude. And I was like, man, you're a really good dude. I don't see a lot of people out here like you. And I was like, yeah, because I was on the other side of the fence at one point.
When you were trucking, you went in the port?
With the port.
Because I was like, if you didn't go in the port, then you didn't get a real taste.
I was yard to port, port to yard.
Pre-pulls.
And you know where Fast Lane's at?
Fast Lane, yes.
Okay, so I used to
that little desert.
Yep,
next,
that little desert. So I was they had a little trucking business right there. It's called United Trade Cargo. Okay. It was Asian-owned company.
Yeah.
Nice company. The lady brought me on. She told me that she had to pay more money on the insurance because I was a young guy with my newer license, stuff like that.
That's true.
And I was like, okay. And as soon as I told her that I know the ports, like a light bulb struck in her head. Bing! Like gold mine. Yeah. Cool. This guy knows the ports. He works down there. And she kind of took advantage of me, but I was like, you know what? It's cool. I'm new. I'm learning. And this is like a free schooling for me. I'm learning.
What would you consider taking advantage?
Like,
what are some things she did?
Like if I pull 4 lows and 3 empties.
One more.
Luca, one more. Luca, please, one more.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to get home to my family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm tired. I'm done. And this was nights, dude.
Yes.
I went straight to nights. I didn't go daytime. It was nights.
Yeah.
And out there, being on the night shift you're in the jungle, bro. Like, you don't know what to expect. You know what I mean? Like, it's so dark you can hardly see. You know what I mean? Like, you can't even, you don't know what to expect out there, man. Every day is like a challenge. Am I gonna get screwed today? Is this gonna go smoothly today? How many hours am I gonna wait?
Every day, that's how we feel.
So I was there, been there, done that, and even I used to go pick up containers from shippers. Those are the best moments. I used to be happy when I used to go pick them up from there because they're on wheels.
Yeah.
That's like the dream as a trucker. Oh, it's on wheels, and you get all excited.
API was on wheels at some point.
Yeah, too. Remember that? So it was like really exciting to know that your container's on wheels.
Yeah. You seen that show called Undercover Boss?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool what you did like a trucker, because you could say you were undercover boss for the casual side, like
Right.
then you could see things, you know.
Right.
Because I noticed they be doing that. They take into importance the other side, you know, and
Exactly.
it helps improve
Like
the
I
operation
was
overall.
working for the union, and I could see it how on the other
Yeah.
side how they react, how they feel.
Yeah,
I almost got hit a couple of times, ran over, because you really got to pay attention, dude. Because it's kill to be killed type of deal out there, especially right now. People are fighting to get in the lines. You took somebody's spot, they want to fight, or they want to yell at you, or they want to call security. And I had to learn all that stuff, dude. As a trucker, it's completely different as working on the at the ports. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But I was always cool because I always threw it out there, like, hey, dude, I work down here. I'm a casual. You know, I know the game.
yeah.
And then when I used to talk to the dog signal under the trans, like, yo, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? He's like, what's up, brother?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, because, I throw it out there. Hey, brother, how you doing? I'm a casual. I was like, oh, you're a casual and you're trucking? I was like, yeah, man. I got to make ends meet.
Sorry, bro. Right now you're a trucker. Get in the back of the line.
Put
that card away.
I know, because sometimes I flashed that card one time and he brought me up, dude, all the way up. Everybody was honking.
Oh shit, yeah.
And I was like, man, I was grateful that he did that, but then I felt bad.
A side of you felt.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
dude, that's kind of shady. I had to cut everybody off to get my can first.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah,
I
I
wasn't expecting you to share that.
I keep it real, man. I'm not gonna bullshit you here,
yeah.
and like I never did that. I did it once, and after that I was cool with it. I'm like, I'm good. I'm not
So that's what matters. If you know you did wrong, and then if you do it again,
as
then
I
you're
correct
consciously
right. I corrected it.
choosing,
It didn't feel good with me. So I was like, you know what? I'm just like everybody else right now. I'm behind this wheel like everybody else. I'm nobody different. I'm here to work. I'm here to get a paycheck.
Yeah.
And that's what it was, dude. And they were like kind of like really honored and like kind of like respected me that I did that. Like, damn, this guy is casuing and trucking. Mm-hmm. And yeah, dude, I had to do what I have to do to make ends meet.
That's great. Thanks for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
At what point did you hop off the truck?
So I did trucking for a whole year. And after that, the waterfront started getting really busy. Like, that's when I said, you know what? I got the experience, and this is the time for me to leave. Because if I don't leave, I can't make my hours. Because I have a feeling they're going to hire. So I have to make a decision. Here you go again. You're making a decision to leave a job back into your career. So I made that decision. I told the lady. She was really sad that I was leaving because I was like almost her number one driver.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I have to follow my dreams. She understood. And then from there, I started picking up class 1 jobs at the hall.
Class 1 means that you have a CDL?
Over the road, CDL.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So basically, the dispatch yells out, hey, I need 10 class 1 drivers. And then we line up in alphabetical order. I'm here, and then boom, you got a job before everybody else, because now you hold a special license that you're above everybody else that nobody has.
Okay.
So if I got out before the other people did, the reason why that happened because they called out class 1 drivers and they needed it.
Yeah.
And if there's not enough work, they have to wait till second dispatch.
Sort of like if you have extra requirements, you get a little bit more ahead.
Yeah, special.
But it's not a handout. It's that license was earned. So you want a little more, go get your certs. Go get, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what I did because I saw that opportunity. That's a window for me to get.
What are some of the jobs that go under that? Did the UTR?
Yeah,
guys?
right when I got in, I became a gearman.
Okay.
And I was picking up gear jobs like you can pretty much. Fill up the top handlers, move the top handlers, fill up the transes.
Okay.
Fill up all the trucks, paint the high line because all the lines in the yards need to get painted. That's like that falls under my license because that's hazard pay. You know what I mean? Because I also have the hazard pay on my license.
Oh, you have a hazmat endorsement.
I have a hazard endorsement.
Okay.
The only one I dropped was the passenger because I didn't want to drive a bus.
Okay.
So that's the only one I dropped. But I have everything on my license till this day. I keep it active just in case. You know, I just never know when to have to use it, man. I still have my security guard license. You never know, man.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm humble. I'm not one of those guys like, hey, I'm a crane operator. I'm closer to God. None of that stuff, bro. I'm humble. I'm down here to earth.
Yeah.
You know, just regular person like you and me, man.
You've created your own luck. You prepared. That's
Exactly.
what luck is. When
Right.
what is it? When preparation means opportunity.
Yeah,
Help
yeah.
me fix that, because I think I totally.
I think that is.
up.
Did you butcher that? No, no.
Like,
No, I think that
yeah.
is. But yeah, you create your own destiny.
Yeah, you could wish for the best and hope for the best, but you still gotta take action.
Yeah, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst.
Yeah, look at all this stuff you accomplished. It took effort to be on a certain level to qualify,
Exactly.
right? So,
Exactly.
no CDL, no gear man.
No gear man, no
Yeah.
other, no.
Do UTR drivers need a CDL
No, unless you're going over the road.
if they're out of the property?
Like Evergreen,
Yeah.
that's another job. When I
Oh,
first
okay.
got in, I went nights,
When they pull them out to
and then I used to drive across Evergreen, the yard,
Yeah.
the little 900 yard.
Yeah.
I used to pull containers out of there and bring them back into the yard. So you were required a Class A license there.
I used to hate going for those because sometimes they weren't there, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I
right?
hate
And
that.
then what? Right,
Then go back
exactly.
in,
Then
then
go
go-
back in. Trouble window. You name it, man. I mean it's a journey. It's like what's today gonna bring me type
Yeah.
of deal, you know?
So do you have any? I saw one of your posts.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing some crane training. A while back, I believe.
Yeah, I learned how to drive Transits,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was really intense. I liked it too. It's like a video game. You're up there with a joystick.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it looks, right?
No, it's not.
Because it looks like you just go.
If
front
you're
and
afraid
back,
of heights,
front
that's
and
not
back.
the jobs for you. You know, because you're up there at least
Yeah.
when you're on the ship, on the vessel, it's like 100 feet in the air. It says right there on the trans, 100 feet. And then on the trans, on the pile, it's
Yes.
a little lower. But still, if you're afraid of climbing the ladder, because you do got to climb up that big old ladder to go all the way in that little box up there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's a great experience. It's a really great pay. But, well, is it for me? Maybe in the future. As of right now, I'm enjoying clerking right now.
Oh, okay. So.
But as of right now, I'm still enjoying clerking right now, helping people, not beating my body up like all those years that I did.
Yes.
I really put a lot on my body. And yeah, it was really fun, man. I met a really cool dude that brought me up there. And his name was Vincent. He was like, Luca, come on up, man. You want to learn how to drive this? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, cool. It was literally like a slow downtime.
Yeah.
It wasn't really busy. There's not truckers out there. I don't want to like, hey, let's forget about the truckers and show me how to do this job. And he's like, no, it was. We took care of everybody. We knocked that whole roll out. And
The terminals do that sometimes, though. They're literally training people while the truckers are there.
truckers are there, right?
But I understand they assign it. It's not you guys choosing to train during,
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, thanks for.
Yeah, great experience though.
Yeah.
Great experience. You're up there, you know.
I think any tips on that, for example, like that. See, like I said, from the outside looking in, it's like, oh, we just go front and back. But like, what is there some things we might not know about it that you can share with us?
Communication with your dog signal.
Okay.
Big thing on that, because you can see in front of the pile. You can see in front of the pile when you're traveling, when you're entering.
Yes.
But the back of the pile, the back reach, you can't see at all, man. So your eyes is the dog signal. That's pretty much it. Your eyes is the dog signal. The dog signal has to be. He's the number one safety.
So you cover straight below. He covers the back.
He has to be there. In order for me to travel, it has to be clear in the back. Because if he doesn't say it's all clear in the back, I'm not moving. You're not allowed to move without him saying, hey, it's clear in the back, or her.
Do you have to like maintain a conversation with him, or he just says clear, and then he's like, you don't know where he's at, or like?
Make sure it's clear in the back. He says clear to travel. He starts traveling to the pile where the trucker's at. Then after that, the trans operator lines up. The computer shows him where the can is at. Sometimes the computer doesn't show him. That's where I come in.
Come and save
Here
the
comes
day.
the clerk. Hey, how you doing, sir? Good morning. Can I see your ticket? Hands me the ticket. I look at the container number, last four. I go in the pile. I see the last four. Hey, operator, we're looking at 4808, two bottom. All right, okay, thank you. Have a good day. Boom, come back around. He waits for me to get out of the pile. That's very important. Make sure they have to wait until the clerk that gets out of the pile, because if he starts working while I'm in there and he drops a container, that's going to be a bad tragedy. You know what I mean?
Is there a standard way of saying that I'm out the pile, or
Yeah,
you let
pretty
him
much
know?
when you walk out, I'm out of the pile, or he sees me walk out, and then pretty much he goes by there. But pretty much, I usually get on the radio and say, "Hey, I'm out of the pile, operator."
So up there, you gotta keep in mind there's all these people down there. Like,
Yeah,
holy shit.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So he's like, make sure the clerk is gone. My
Right.
dog signal's good.
right.
The trucker better stay in his truck because I don't want to,
Yeah,
run him over and
Because
shit.
now you're playing with God. If something happens, you can kill somebody, and then you're gonna have to live with that the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Like that freak accident that happened. Rest in peace to my brother July.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your guys'
man.
loss.
So,
Like that was.
that one really hurted a lot, man. I mean, all of them hurt, but
It's been a hard week.
man,
Shortly after something else happened at another terminal.
right.
And I don't know the details on that, but I do know that although maybe the intention wasn't bad, because there was a photo circulating of the gentleman that passed away.
Yeah,
at
that's
Huntington.
that is a big no-no in our industry. That should never happen.
Yeah.
That's like almost like Kobe Bryant. There was pictures before the family even saw it.
Okay.
So somebody's gonna get really in trouble. Like we're talking about deregistration.
Yes.
They're gonna lose their book, all that. And then I feel like that should happen, because that wasn't completely right of what happened to that gentleman. And an injury to one is an injury to all. You know what I mean? We're all gonna feel the pain and suffering behind that.
Yes.
So
It's one of those that you cannot tell the intention when that picture is sent. So unfortunately, to those that shared it for safety or for awareness, like, look, guys, this is why safety is so important.
exactly.
It's unfortunate for them because it's still gonna be seen like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Eh,
I mean, that's why the employer throws it out there. You got to have your hard hat. You got to have your steel toe. You got to have your safety vest. I see some people don't even have none of that stuff, dude. I'm like, hey, you're not Mr. Cool Guy. Dude, put that stuff on.
I'm guilty of that because you get so comfortable, you feel like it can't happen to me. I know I'm looking around, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it just takes that 1 second of
That
distraction.
1 second, exactly. I mean, I see truckers pop out of their truck with flip-flops. I'm like, you're driving a truck wearing flip-flops?
Yeah.
Come on, man. I mean, and I'm not trying to judge that person or tell that person how to live, but it's like, come to work, to come to work.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Flip-flops and all that stuff, that's for the beach, man. That's for at home.
Yes.
You're at work. This is a different environment you're at, man. Pavement. You're out there. You got to turn your pins. Even though when they're underneath the hook, dude, and I see a truck driver, his pin's turned, dude, I let him know, hey, your pin is, it's not turned. I let him know, and I turn it for him.
Yeah.
And the other brother was like, hey, what are you doing that, helping these guys out? Like, listen, man, I was once there before.
Up there?
The guy dog signal on the ground. He's like, hey, you don't have to do that. Like,
Oh,
dude,
you as a clerk have done that?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
to help, to make the job go by faster.
Yeah.
So, you're telling me I have to wait for the driver to pop out, come out of his truck to come back and turn his own pin while I'm right there?
And exposing him to be out of his
Dude,
truck.
kill two birds with one stone. Why not turn the guy's pin?
Yeah.
What is that going to cost me? I helped him out, and he acknowledged it, and when he goes on his way, I go on my way. No
Yeah.
big deal. No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Always help out somebody in need. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I'm not going to help him take off his seatbelt, jump out of to do all that crazy nonsense while I'm there. I just found his container, and I just walked out of POW, and I just noticed that his pin's turned.
Yeah.
Why not help him out?
Yeah, a lot of those chassis don't always start out like that, but they're pretty old, most of them, and by the time you get to your spot, it's been all over the place.
Yeah, especially when it's bouncing
dancing
yard.
around.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, brother. Yeah, man.
Man, I don't know. It's been tough. You go out here and you don't know if you're gonna make it back.
Right. You don't want to get that phone call to your husband or your wife. It's like, hey, your husband's not coming home anymore. or your wife's not coming home anymore. I see it as there's no accident, there's fatalities, dude. I mean, there's freak accidents. It's like we have to be. That's why safety is number one down there, no matter what, dude. Like people have to understand it. Like don't take it for granted, because you don't know when it's gonna be your last day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it must be tough for the operator as well. Like that must be hard living with that.
Yeah.
I wish the best for them, whoever they were.
Yeah, exactly. And
it's a sensitive subject. I don't want to.
yeah, it is. It just
know that I feel.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, brother. You know what I mean?
It could have been any of us. It could have been an outside trucker walking back there. Sometimes we get desperate and we want to check if our can is there. Because there's times we wait there hours.
Right.
Turns out our can is not even there, bro.
Exactly.
So we let that beat us. Like we want to be productive, but we understand you're short staffed as well. I've heard them assign one clerk for 5 trans. Is that it can happen?
Yeah, it can happen. Like ITS, there was one clerk per. They were doing one clerk per trans, which is pretty cool because that clerk can take care of all those trucks, and can go down the row and chalk everybody's tires and chassis.
They still chalk.
Certain terminals do. Some
YTI, I think YTI chalk.
Yeah, NYK, YTI, Yunsen.
Yeah, Yunsen. ITS chalks.
ITS had that program. I just mentioned it right now.
Yes, sir. I just don't remember being chalk there. Okay, Yangmin. Okay. Because I used to carry my own chalk.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I knew the positions.
Yeah.
And I would always make sure. That's a tip for you guys. Even if I'm not saying do it, just if you get a chassis, make sure you clear up whatever chalk is on there, just so you don't confuse the guy up there. Because sometimes it has happened. They've given me one based on what was on the chassis.
Yeah, that was an old marking.
Yes,
somebody marked it.
I just crossed them all out, wipe them down. But yeah, the few times I did chalk it, it would work.
It helped out a lot, huh?
Yeah, but then in a way.
Yeah,
I see you looking at me like you taking my job,
like
bro.
A job security
you taking
thing,
my job.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, we don't see it like that. We just want to get out.
Yeah,
but
you want to get in and get out, right? Exactly.
Let me know your opinion on that. On people clerking for you.
I
dog
feel
signals.
That's another thing. The dog signal. You're not supposed to really help out the operator. The operator's telling him down there, like, "Yo, what's his last 4?" And I'll look for it. Well, hey, that's what we're here for. Job security. That's where clerks show up. Clerks are supposed to show up. And help the trans operator to find the trucker's container, and then go from there and go on to the next person. Not the dog signal is going to tell the operator where the can is at. Everybody has a job title to do. You have a title. You have a job to do. The dog signal has a job to do. The trans operator has a job to do. The clerk has a job. Everybody has a position.
If it were up to the employer, they would be okay with you guys juggling.
They will eliminate all that, dude. The employer,
the dog signal would be the clerk /this/that.
Yeah, they would get rid of everybody. That's why these automations.
That's your protection, then the union.
Job security, bro. You know what I mean? And they're trying to get rid of us with these automation dogs. LBCT. I used to work that a lot. Trade Pack, MERS now. You let the wolf in the hen house. What do you think's gonna happen? You know what I mean? They're gonna try to take everything, man. Like, these are foreign companies, dude. They're not from around here. They're in our own backyard. They don't pay, these robots don't pay taxes, dude. They don't support the local family businesses that we have here.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? They just come here, make money, and just stomp on us.
Yeah.
But, something's big is going to happen. I don't want to mention anything.
Yes.
But it's going to happen, and we're going to stand solidarity. We're going to stand with, the union. We're going to fight. We're not going to let this continue happening.
You think by then us truckers should, come in the picture and try to, you know what I mean? Because I know it's a little tense sometimes, a lot of miscommunication, a lot of past history, and we kind of hold on to that. But ideally, I think it would be good to, if you guys are strong as is, imagine how much more strong if now you got truckers got your back.
We stand together.
And we like to someday you have our backs.
Right, exactly. Teamsters, you guys, everybody together.
Yeah.
Because I say teamwork makes the dream work. You know what I mean? I always say, my wife's like, man, you always say these sayings, you know what I mean? But it's like, these sayings I live by, and they mean a lot to me. Because if we stick together, it's going to make the dream work, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, because I feel if they master this automation and take your job, they're coming after us next.
Then what?
And there's been a point where truckers support automation
Right.
for the way that they paint the picture and based on what we see, because we don't know the full details. So we see a long line, we say that we blame it on laziness. That's the easiest solution.
Yeah.
That's the easiest assumption, but it doesn't come with a solution.
I hear it all the time. Huevones and all that stuff. And I'm like, no, it's not that, brother.
I understand. I know you guys will probably get tired of it, and I would hope that you keep fighting back, saying what it really is, instead of getting defensive, because then it just creates tension. So then once you disrespect, like the trucker would disrespect you, then there's no incentive for you to give that driver courtesy.
Right.
You know, the same frequencies. It ain't gonna get nothing good comes out of two. You know what I mean?
Nothing good comes out of two negatives. You know what I mean? It's got to be a positive issue, dude. You help me, I help you.
Yeah.
Where are you at? Where's your location? I'm over here in spot 304. Okay. What's your last four? Boom. I went to go look for it. Boom. Now I got 3 drivers in that one spot. Hey, operator, I got 3 drivers in that same spot. 1 bottom, 3 middle, 4, 6 top. So he has 3 drivers in the same spot. Let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Let's knock out all those 3 drivers in the same spot before you go all the way towards San Pedro or Long Beach. You know what I mean? That way we knock out three truck drivers in one spot. And they love that when I try to help them out doing that. They're like, oh, this guy's going out of his way and you know keeping the flow of traffic, and he's writing the chassis on, the numbers on the chassis, everything. I'm like, yeah, because see, dude, all my work ethics in my whole life, I always gave it 110%. You know what I mean? I never half-assed it, man. And I learned it. I learned that through my mom, my dad. They always gave it everything they got, bro. Whatever you do in life, give it 110%. Yes. Be the best at it. Even though other workers are like, why are you working so hard? Who are you trying to be? Or who are you trying to show off to? I'm not trying to do none of that stuff.
Yeah.
This is how I am regularly. Even when I was a longshoreman, or without being a longshoreman, I was always like this. And they're like, oh man, my hat topped off to you. And you're a good hard worker, man. And like, Luca, you're badass, man. I'm like, look, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. This is the way I am. And you know what? The companies, the employer, other coworkers, they'll see that. And I hope I influence other people by doing what I'm doing. Like, damn, if he's doing it, let me help him. Let me give him a helping hand. Yes. Not just me. I'm the only clerk out there taking care of all these truckers, like what sometimes usually does happen. I feel like a Caltrans worker. You got one guy you got 10 guys chilling, 1 guy working. I was like, dude, come on, brothers, help me out. Yeah. And once they see that, and they feel bad, and they go out there and give me a helping hand.
I just had some scary Caltrans flashbacks. I just finished mine in December.
Hey, congrats, man. I mean, hey, that's hard labor too.
Got that shit off my.
Yeah, got off your back, huh?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm trying to tell you? Like, it's like the dreamwork makes, the teamwork makes the dream work, and we all have to stick together, bro. Because if not, if nobody wants to put in the effort or the time, it ain't gonna work, dude.
So what's your opinion or your suggestion, if you could add one thing to make us coexist? What do you think we need to switch the gears and switch the direction of things?
I feel the truckers and the longshoremen should work together to come into an understanding as let's give each other respect and the benefit of the doubt that we both have to, we're here to take care of each other. Like, you have families, we have families. We got to go home at the end of the day safely. We're going to get you guys in and out. Just bear with us. It's not 100% us. You know what I mean? I understand there's other people involved, like the employer, the shipping companies, the container's not there. Hey, that's why we have great people out there, longshore and truckers and superintendents as well. Like, everybody out there is doing a great job. We're getting it down. We're handling our business. All those ships are not out there in the ocean anymore.
Do you know what's the current count?
Dude, I probably saw like maybe 3 or 4 out there compared to how I was before. 20,
Wow.
30.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There were like, it was really congested. You know what I mean? And now it's like the best advice I can give everybody is just give us a time frame. Like, we're going to help you guys out. Everybody's going to get accordingly how you came in, too. Because, you know, it's like, hey, I've been here since 10 o'clock in the morning. I was like, hey, I understand that, bro.
But so has him, and so has he. So has he.
Him.
Yeah.
What I can do for you, check this out. He's like, what can you do for me? I'm going to call a top handler, and if your container is easy to get in the back, I'll get it for you. Hey, thank you so much. Gracias. Thank you so much. You're a good worker. Thank you. And I've always helped everybody out that way. I call a top handler. Those are called easy picks.
Easy picks.
Easy picks. Call a top handler. He comes back around the back of the pile. He drives around. Boom, 6 middle. 1 aside operator. Boom, takes it off. Put it on his can on his back. He's on his way. He honked at me. Boom, boom. Thank you so much. And that's how it should be. I helped him out. You know what I mean? He wasn't going to be there another extra hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I can't help everybody out.
Yes.
We can only make so many miracles.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because then here comes lunchtime. You know what I mean? That's one of the one of the bad things that happens down there. You gotta wait for lunch. You gotta wait till we come back. And I understand that, but we are working around the clock too. I don't know if you noticed that during lunchtime there is other clerks out there.
There's some stuff going on
that do help out truckers that are waiting.
Shout out to MC Pancho.
Hey, MC Pancho, yeah, exactly.
He saves a lot of guys with those
man.
piles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So there are some really good longshoreman workers. I can't speak for everybody, but there are some really good ones out there. There are some shitty ones.
There are some shitty truckers too.
Truckers too.
It's
Vice
just
versa.
the people thing.
It's what they're going through in life, bro.
Yeah.
How do you know that person didn't lose their daughter, or their mom, husband, or vice versa? You know what I mean? It's like, what about what they're going through? You never know. Does anybody actually take the time out of their day to see how they're really doing? How you doing, man? How are you today? What's going on? How come you're not yourself? Nobody does that, bro.
And if you do, you expect the short answer as always. I'm good, and you?
I'm
oh
good.
yeah.
Even though deep down inside he's really hurting.
Awkward silence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, bro. I treat everybody with respect. I help everybody out. And that's why, you know, when if you ever see me down there, you know, I'm always at Yang Min or ITS, different terminals. I give everybody a good helping hand. You'll see me, even my vest is a Stallion. It says Stallion on the bottom with Rocky Balboa's picture on the back of the vest. Yeah.
Thank you for the hat.
Hey,
I'm rocking it.
It's a cool hat, man. Look at that. Cool.
I didn't know what hat I was gonna wear today because I got a sweaty ass head, bro. Looking like a salty rim around the cap. You know, I'm like, damn.
It fits you good, man.
So I found one, and then I'm like, I guess I'll wear this one today.
Beautiful.
And then you pulled up. I'm like, my hat was on my way, and I didn't even know.
I had to bless you, man. You blessed me by bringing me on the show here, and you even got the Pedro colors, yellow and black. You know, black and yellow.
You know, it's a give and take. Like, you're planting a seed right now. I want to show a little bit of everything because I think we could learn a lot from the other side by hearing their side. I know it sounds corny, but it's literally like that. Like, if you don't know what it takes to be on that side, you're never going to understand. You're going to assume stuff. And assuming is like the worst thing we can do.
Exactly.
So I know when I was fresh in this game, I had like all those thoughts that angry trucker thinks of you guys.
Why they taking so long? Why they doing this? Why they doing that? I was like, hey.
And I didn't know a lot of the stuff. I'm still learning. But now I don't want to just learn myself. I want everyone to learn with me.
Exactly.
So you're helping with that.
Thank you.
And I know that some guys, I respect their decision, but some guys choose not to come because there's a lot of, I guess it's, I wouldn't say a gray area, but it's a sensitive. So I appreciate you coming, knowing that this can be risky in a way. I don't want to say risky, but these topics are sensitive.
They're very
You got to watch your words.
Yeah, exactly.
I noticed there's some questions that people, well, off the podcast, what I asked, they're kind of sensitive. There's some subjects you cannot touch. So when it comes to that, there's frustration on my end because I feel like, man, if you want us to understand your side, like there's some stuff we gotta know. But then I also understand there's contracts involved, and
Right.
so what little info you could give us that doesn't jeopardize you providing for your family, then I'm very thankful for that. And
right. And I'm not exposing my union in a bad light or anything like that.
Yeah,
We are one of the biggest ports in the world, bro.
Yeah,
ILWU,
yeah.
and it's like I love
You're
my
coming
union.
here as Luca.
Exactly.
And these are
This
your
is who I am.
opinions. You're not
Exactly.
speaking on behalf of them.
My thoughts and my 18 years of journey
Yes.
to blood, sweat, and tears, and all that I went through to become who I am today. And in talking about it, that's a beautiful thing, man. And we come into an understanding and an agreement, and letting everybody know like what's really going on out there, instead of just painting a picture. You know what I mean?
Dude, like, life is a trip. I never would have thought, like, I'll be in the room, talking to you guys. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
we like shook hands, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Exactly.
and we're like
bro.
communicating.
Exactly.
It's a trip. And
two positive people trying to spread the positive message out there
Yeah.
for these people that really don't know what's going on.
yeah, we're too busy
You know what I
going
mean?
at each other, and then
Right.
meanwhile behind the curtain, there's a lot of shit going down. And then when we
Exactly.
settle down, it's like, oh shit, what happened?
Right.
I
Right.
think we could still, if it's inevitable, well, let's at least delay it. Let's do something,
Right.
right?
Right.
So
Let's put some positive messages out there. Let's help each other. Let's not be against each other. You know what I mean?
yeah, it takes leading by example, because you, for example, in couples or even in certain altercations, it's always one of them. You run into these instances where I'm not gonna apologize first. Like, you apologize first.
Right.
Like,
Ego.
you want to make it work,
Right.
but you want to be someone to be the
Yeah.
first.
Right.
So
Too much pride, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So me personally, I'm just reaching out, and I'm like, what good is pride if the working class is at risk?
Right.
What pride will I have when I
Exactly.
lose my job
Right.
and truckers lose their job and
Then what?
can't provide to their families? What pride is there in not being able to provide?
No, because the way I feel in this industry, that these machines are trying to take over, bro. And I'm against automation, man. Like, I understand what it's doing, the AI and everything that's going around with it. But you know what? At the end of the day, bro, we did this. Like, human beings, not machines. Human beings did the numbers.
Yes.
We gave these companies the numbers. You know what I mean? My union, we did the numbers. We did that. We did this. Not these machines they're coming in here. These foreign companies that don't really understand what's going on. They're just collecting their millions, billions. You know what I mean? And working off our blood, sweat, and tears. They're working off of us. If we walked out tomorrow, do you think that port's gonna be running? I don't think so. No way. Those ships can wait. Then you guys are gonna understand, like, oh wow, they're out there again striking. But we're striking for a reason, bro.
But when we know the context, it could help.
Exactly, because it's gonna help us. It's gonna help you guys as well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's a it's a hand in hand situation. You know what I mean? But the more you give them, the more they want. That's the problem. So now what's going on is we're gonna have to fight. We're not extending our contract. We're gonna fight. We're gonna see, hopefully, everything and leave it in God's hands and go according as planned.
Well, you guys are fighters. I mean, that's why you got this far.
Exactly.
And if you don't stand up for your rights, and once you, well, I'm not gonna go deep into like politics, but that's how it goes down.
Right.
They see they have a little bit.
Right.
Well, maybe I could take a little more. If I could take the hand, I'll take the arm.
Yeah.
The arm, I'm going for it all.
Right.
It doesn't always happen in one shot.
I tell you one of the
Little by
old
little.
Italian saying. My dad told me about this too, and he always mentions it. Una mano longa, una mano corta. So there's a longer arm and there's a shorter arm. You know what I mean? That's what they want. They have that short arm, but they never reach out with that longer arm to help you out. It's always me. Take.
Okay, I understand it, because I was taking it like that saying being the same person, but it's
You know what I mean?
it's describing two interactions.
Exactly.
So someone wants your full arm, but they're not willing to extend
Nope,
theirs.
They're not. They'd rather pop out the phone and take a picture of you falling down the hill before they even give you a hand. You know what I mean? Or take a picture of themselves giving money to a homeless. Here, I'm taking a selfie, and they're giving a homeless $1 or something. You don't need all that, man. You know, you can't. The God sees everything. You know what I mean? You know, he provides. He sees everything. He wakes you up in the morning. If you don't have Jesus Christ in your life, I don't want to put religion too much out there.
Be yourself, bro.
But this is how I grew up, a Catholic, and 100% till this day, I give everything to God first and foremost, and He's been watching my back ever since, brother. You know what I mean? And now my kids can go through that too. My son's also in private school. He's understanding of, he's understanding what Jesus is. So, how he became who he became, and and everything that comes with it, man. Structure. It's a foundation. You have to start them early. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you said what do you call it? I don't want to say conditioning, but basically raising children, that's the future, right? So raising them is in a way conditioning them, because they're adopting the good traits you want to instill in them, right?
Exactly.
So either you do it, or society does it, or the street does it, or the prison does it.
Right.
So I understand the importance of that.
So I'm their coach.
Yes.
I'm their Phil Jackson. You know what I mean? The Lakers. I'm gonna teach them everything not to do, but I want them to learn the hard way too, like I did.
Yeah, you gotta get a little.
I'm not gonna cushion them. I'm not gonna
here and there.
give them all the sweet and not the sour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I gotta help them out.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be stuck in video games all day long, and not know the beautiful Mother Nature we have out there, the water, the boogie board, the surfing, the riding a bike, like the old school days. You know what I mean? I want them to go out there. And I'm very fortunate that my sons, I have a 2-year-old and I have a 5-year-old. And I have another one on the way, brother. And baby girl's coming now.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Finally. And they love to go outside. They're not stuck on that video game stuff.
Yeah. And a lot of times, I've been guilty of this. I don't want my kid on a tablet.
Yeah.
But I also don't invest the time. Like, okay, you don't want him on the tablet. What are you doing for him? Like, I don't want him to play video games. I don't want him to be on the tablet.
Yeah.
Well, what is he supposed to do? Just sit in the house and stare at the wall?
Right.
I need to step up too.
Right.
And I'm learning.
Yeah. No.
And
as fathers and mothers, we are their examples. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we are their teachers. They're gonna learn everything off of us. If you cuss, that child's gonna cuss too. He's gonna pick it up right away. Their mind is like a sponge. Everything that you say, they absorb it. Everything
yeah.
It's like I just try to.
The words are powerful. You gotta watch what you tell them, because they adopt that shit
right away. You know what I mean? Then they take it to school. Who taught you that?
Yeah.
Oh, my dad.
No, even when it comes with self-esteem stuff, like.
Right. That too. Right.
Yeah, it could be a small accomplishment, but to them it means the world. So, and
exactly.
you shit on it, it's like little by little that they adopt that, and they're like, I'm not good at nothing.
Right. But
they're not gonna tell you, Dad, I'm not good at nothing, Dad, but they're gonna run with that little belief,
Yeah.
Because the person they look up to shitted on them.
That's where it starts. You know what I mean?
Now that we're talking about faith, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be faith related, or can you share a point in your life when you were down and how you overcame that obstacle, or you know what I mean?
Most definitely. Trucking.
Okay.
It was at ITS. It was a rainy night. I was looking for a chassis, and there was no chassis to be found nowhere. And I was just like, I got out of the truck and I started yelling. And I just saying, God, if this is what you really want me to do, and let me know. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm tired.
You felt that helpless?
Yeah, because I was really like stuck. I didn't know what's going to happen. Like, am I going to continue trucking? Am I going to go back to casualing? It's being really tough on me. Like, I'm out there by myself in the truck. I haven't seen my girlfriend. Now it's my wife. You know, it's like, what do I do? You eat your truck is your office. You eat there, you sleep there, you do everything there. So I was like, I was really super frustrated because I didn't know where my life is gonna turn. Like, I didn't know where it's gonna direction. What am I doing? You know what I mean?
Okay, you saw the moment. You're
I
like,
saw it, and it
this
was
is
raining.
it.
It was
Okay.
pouring
Oh, that
rain,
doesn't help the scenery.
and there was no chassis at all, dude. And I was like, really? I need this load to make money.
Oh, you were by the load.
I was by the load. I need this load to make money. If I don't make this load, if I don't pick up this container, I don't make this money. You know what I mean? I can't provide. You know what I mean? I can't take home a paycheck. You know, it's like, what's up? You know, it's like, please, God. And I just threw my hands up in the air. I was like, God, really? What is up? You know what I mean? It's like,
You did that, like, out
I
in
was,
public? Like,
yeah,
you got out?
yeah, I was really out there, dude. It's like, not too many people were out there.
Okay.
I was like the only the only fool looking for chassis in a different area that were they were supposed to be at, but they weren't.
No, because, yeah.
So I was really down and out, dude. Like, I felt like giving up on everything, casualing, trucking. At one point, my girlfriend too. I mean, she's a beautiful, amazing person. My wife, that now is my wife.
You're blessed.
And I just gave up, dude. And I just say, hey, God, give me the path. Show me the way that you want me to do this. And it was like a miracle, dude. Some trucker pulled up.
Wow.
I was like, because he saw me, dude. He was like, you know, it's like, he saw me in distress. Like, what's going on? Amigo, ¿qué onda? 'Cause I speak Spanish too, by the way. Italian, Spanish, and English.
Wow.
Which is a blessing.
Trilingual.
And I started speaking to him in Spanish, and I was like, yeah, man, where's all the chassis? ¿Dónde está los chassis? You know, I mean, ya me voy a ir a la casa, ya, and I told him I was tired. And, amigo, yo encontré a couple of them over here. You know, I was like, oh, really? Okay, te voy a seguir. You know what I mean? I'll follow you, you know?
Yeah.
And he don't know me, I don't know him.
He guided you. He took time out of it.
Guided
Okay.
me. It was like a God's messenger, dude. We're all God messengers in a way. He let me follow him to where they were at.
He already had one on him, and he took you where he found
Exactly.
his. Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, he didn't have to do that. We want to go get out.
He wants to get in and get out and
Yeah.
go on with his life in his way. But he saw another trucker in distress, like
out there all wet.
all, like putting his hand down, like his head down, like all wet, raining, ready to give up. Hazards are on. You know what I mean? It's like, I need a moment. You got to take a breather sometimes because you can go really crazy out there.
Yes, sir.
It takes a lot, dude. Yeah. Not knowing that I know both sides. What truckers go through and what longshoremen go through, it's a whole nother level that people don't know. You know what I mean? And I had that moment. And God sent me an angel. I don't know who he was till this day. I don't know who he was, who he is. I followed him. I found a good chassis, hooked up, boom, lights worked, everything worked. All the mud flaps were there. Beautiful. Tires were good. I went to go get my container, and I barely made it before they closed the gate. Before lockout. Boom. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, see, God?
You had been there that long, huh?
Yeah, I was there the whole night looking for a damn chassis, and it happens.
I thought you were going to say before they went to lunch, but you're like, before they closed.
Told them they closed in the nighttime.
Damn.
That's it. In the morning. We're talking about almost like 1:30, 2:15. They'll close the gate. You know what I mean? And I got in and out of there at the right time. I was even happy to talk to the clerk behind the speaker.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm out of here. I got my last load. I'm going home. He said, good for you. You know what I mean? Safe travels, brother. It was a good clerk, too, on the other side of the speaker. Sometimes they're really rude, by the way.
Yeah.
But, they, mind you, they're going through a lot as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're not just talking to you,
They have to talk to a lot of people, and the language barriers. You can't understand what people are saying. Can you speak closer to the speaker?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that they have to go through.
The prefixes, we're not on the same page.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So God really blessed me on that moment, dude. And I was like, you know what? I kept going. I kept trucking. And I kept there until I had to make a decision. And that's when I left and became, dedicated 110% to casualing to get my hours to be where I need to be at today.
Yeah. A lot of your journey has been a lot of intuition, because I haven't heard you say, like, yeah, they called me to do this, and then they told me, or then this date, was assigned to this. It's all like feeling it. Okay,
Spare
I
of the
think it's
moment.
time to
Yep.
do this.
Yep.
Time to go this way.
There was no owner's manual, bro. Here's
Yes.
a owner's manual. No.
I'm glad it worked out for you.
Yeah, it was amazing how like that journey just, hey, this is the way to go.
Yeah.
I just gave it all to him. I'm like, hey, you direct me where you want me to go in life, and then that's what he provided. I never knew I was gonna have 3 kids. I never knew I was gonna get another wife because I was married at a young age, and that didn't work out. God removed me from that, and He blessed me with my wife today. I don't have any children with that person, but God blessed that person, and now God blessed me with my wife today with 3 children. My career, my house, my other adventures, because I'm also, like I said, I have a t-shirt business, Stallion's Clothing, and I also have a car business, Marchione's Autos. And just knowing that hard work pays off. Like you can do anything you put your mind to. Like, hard work does really pay off, man.
So what drives you to do all that extra? Like, you're a hustler. So most people would chill with the union income, as we call it. Like, there's even brands about it, like union money. And
Oh, yeah.
It kind of gives that idea that you're so well off, you don't need to hustle.
I love
But
the hustle.
what drives you to keep...
The hustle either makes you or breaks you. It made me.
Yeah.
Like yourself, you said self-made on your knuckles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes
what I mean?
it can go
You
both
know what I
ways.
mean?
Yeah, 'cause sometimes I've read this and
Yeah.
I'm like, who the fuck do
Don't
I
forget
think?
about that.
Who do I think I am thinking I'm self-made?
I mean,
But then shit happens and it's like, okay, I actually, you have
Exactly.
ups and downs. We all have those rainy day in the chassis pit moments.
Exactly.
But
you got to keep fighting. You got to keep going. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like the eye of the tiger. You know what I mean? You got to keep
Nice.
going. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep. Don't give up. Never give up. Because if there's a will, there's a way. There's gonna be that moment. You're gonna break through. Like finally, I got that opportunity. I got through. I got that load. I'm leaving. I'm gonna get paid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can live comfortably when the union money, but why not have a little bit more on the side for my children, so they don't want to work as hard as dad does, or mom. You know what I mean? Leaving a good legacy behind. Dad has properties. Dad has this. Dad has that. Why not? Of course. I want them to learn as well. I don't want them to become spoiled brats when they grow up. How much money we have, how much money dad left us, or how many properties dad left us. They don't know anything right now. I have bank accounts for every little kid. All my kids have bank accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Right when I had that Social Security, right when they were born, and then we applied for Social Security for them.
yes,
I went to go sign up at the credit union. All of them have bank accounts.
Mm.
Every check, my check, part of it goes to their bank account. Every child. My child, Mateo and Enzo, both of them. Boom, boom. Because by the time they turn 18, they will really have a good amount of college money, a car, whatever they want to buy. They don't have to say, Dad, I need this. Dad, hey, you have your own money. I did that for you. I wish my parents did that for me. But, what we know now and what we know then, it's a totally different thing, dude.
the money's building up for their future, but during this time, what do you think is very important that we teach them so that when they get that money, they don't blow it? You know what I mean? Because you could, in a way, we want to bless them with good, with the money.
Right.
But let's say you give, 18-year-old me 100,000, that'll be gone in a month, or you know what I mean?
Because it was never earned.
So
Right.
how do we prevent that? Because we don't want to harm them with the good that we want to. You get my question?
get you.
It's like,
Yeah, because money can be a rule of all evil. I think we should let them earn the value of money. And,
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like how to, like I started collecting cans with my son,
okay.
and I feel like it's a cool little thing to do, a little bonding.
Yeah.
Let's collect all these cans. Do you want a toy?
Okay.
Let's collect some cans, and then we'll have enough money, then you can buy that toy.
That links effort with reward, not.
Exactly, not just a silver plate. Here, son. Here, son. Here, son. Like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
They dish out every time because you see them crying. You want to shut them up.
Yeah, we don't mean to sometimes,
But they have to earn that.
yes.
They have to know how money is a valuable thing. Like,
Yeah.
and especially in these days right now. And then we're gonna get into that other world of crypto. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Cryptocurrency is another level.
Right now is
You
the
know what I
time. This is not financial advice, but Shit.
It's a
a lot of
time-
stuff is like 50% down.
I see it as a
almost.
sale.
Yeah.
Buying the
Yeah.
dip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is a
Buying the
sale.
dip. Don't trip.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? But I recommend strongly to focus on your children, to teach them while they're young, like how to earn money, like what's an understanding about money, what can it do for you, how can it hurt you, all the above, because they don't even teach that in school, dude. Have you ever got taught in school how to write a check, how to finance your money, anything like that? I never got taught once.
No, you just get taught to go work for someone.
Yeah. Get good grades, go to college, work, become somebody. I was like,
Rack up this debt, and then they won't hire you because you don't have the experience. So
Then
if
what?
they don't hire you, how do you get the experience?
Yeah.
How do we pay off this $250,000 loan?
Yeah. Right? Or you're overqualified, or you're underqualified.
Maybe entrepreneurship will take hold more
Right.
on a more popular way than it did back then. Now.
That's what struck me, being an entrepreneur. Like, t-shirt business, my car business. I learned that from my uncle. Like, he was always buying cars at the auction, buy them for cheap, fix them up, sell people good cars that can come back, word of mouth, it spreads itself. T-shirt business was another business of mine, because before that was an auto detailing business. I used to wash cars, show up at people's job sites, wash cars, detail them, boom, I'm out. And then that was a really tough business because it puts a lot on your body. It took 3 or 4 hours to clean one car. We're talking about clay, buff, shine, engine, all on myself. You know what I mean?
And all they notice is a little spot you missed.
Yeah, what about this spot? What about that spot? Oh, you forgot to put the fresheners. I was like, what about everything else? What about I cleaned your engine for free? But some people appreciated it, some people didn't. That was another business of mine. Like I said, I have a lot of business adventures that I did. Yeah. And now I'm just stuck with two. I'm very blessed with two, the t-shirt business and the Marchione's autos. I have my own shop now. It's been 1 year since I've been there because my dad has his own thing, him and his brother. Yes. And I'm doing my own thing. And just very fortunate, man. Like, just thank God that every day that he's providing for me and my family.
Inspirational. I'm sure there's people out there right now pumped up. Yeah.
You can go out there and get it. You can definitely go out there and get it. It's how bad you want it. I'm still hungry. I love that drive. I love that energy. Even though I can really sit back, like you just said, and just collect, my union money or whatever. But that's not me. I want more. I want to provide more for my family, my friends as well. Like I always give a good advice to them as well. And if I shine, you shine. We're gonna go all together. Mm-hmm. But I do keep my circle really tight. Down to a few good friends. Not too many people can go in that circle because I don't want to get burned. Because I've been burned a lot of times, and I'm pretty sure we all have. And
it takes exposing yourself in a way to know. You gotta take that leap of faith on people sometimes. But
And it was one of my mom's good friend told me when I was young. He's like, "Con la experiencia se hace maestro."
Yes.
And I always learned by that. You know what I mean? And from there, I was like, "Damn, what does that really mean?" Until I got older and I really understood what it meant behind that. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, he was right. Just unbelievable, It was just amazing how life is a journey, dude. You know what I mean? From day one till the casket drops, man, till God calls you, and we're here today and tomorrow's not promised. So why not give it all you got? Don't count the day, make the day count. Whatever you do in life,
good one.
Give it all you got, man. Don't quit. Also yourself, brother, what you're doing here, this is a beautiful thing. And it's a positive message you're providing for you and your fans out here and letting everybody know.
Thank you.
Everybody's time is valuable. Your time, my time, everybody's time is valuable. I'm glad you can put this out there for everybody and people can really see on the inside what's really going on before they paint that picture. You know what I mean?
Or before they talk shit.
Yeah, exactly, man.
I said it for you.
Forget about it.
Well,
oh man,
what was I saying? Jokes are good every now and then.
Man,
but I won't be a comedian. I'll starve. I threw a few lines at one of these sessions, and then I didn't get the response I thought.
Oh, okay.
That shit was
It's like,
awkward.
oh man.
Let's say I say a joke, you just stare at me.
Yeah, the crickets.
I added crickets.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It took me a while to figure it out, but
Oh,
I couldn't
man.
figure it out. So I literally got my phone.
Yeah.
Post production, I got my phone, and I went on YouTube. Cricket sounds. I literally just put I put it, made the sound,
the sound
play,
effects. Yeah.
and then I pressed record and I
Like,
put it right here.
Cricket.
Yeah. And I just fucked with the gain until it balanced,
That's hilarious.
And
man.
now that's me busting a Dr. Dre right there, little
Yeah.
producer.
Oh man.
But yeah, live and learn. Practice makes perfect.
Exactly,
Somewhat.
man. You know what I mean? And provide the right information, that needs to be heard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll help. We just gotta do our things with the good intention, and it'll fall on whoever needs it.
You'll fall into place.
Yes.
I always said by that.
Why do they call you the Stallion?
Ever since I was a kid, man, because I always would have been to Rocky movies. Rocky Balboa, and I'm Italian. Like, look at that little stallion right there.
Yeah.
And then my buddy Stanley, he's also Longshoreman. He was like, oh, here comes Stallion. You know what I mean? Like, because I always call him Apollo Creed because he's a brother. He's a good friend of mine, almost 25 years friendship. And me and him were like tight, man. And like how we used to always love Rocky movies. Like, here's Stallone. Here he is again. What's your favorite Rocky movie? They always used to mess with me, man. And it's like, he's my big idol, man. He's everything. He's awesome. He's a great human being. His story, what his struggles, what he went through, and how he was broke, and nobody wanted to take him on with that, his movie script, how he lost his dog, and how he sold his dog, and he had to buy it back because he was broke. So it meant a lot to me, man. It's like, if I would follow somebody, I would definitely follow him. And being an Italian, those movies really get to you, like inspiration and.
You relate to the journey, right?
The journey, what he went through, the struggle, kind of like what I went through, and I was just me, man. I was like, that's me right there. And he's like, oh, you sound like him too. Oh, one more round. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like, oh, Rocky's here. And then
one more car.
I know, right? Exactly. But yeah, at the port, they was like, oh, here's Stallion, man. He's like, because, everybody has a little nickname down there, you know what I mean, or everywhere, people go by. Yeah, he's been my idol ever since, man. Good dude. My clothing line, Stallion's, Stallion's clothing, you know what I mean? Here, it's just the thing to do. It's just what I like to do. And who do I idolize? Him, Denzel Washington, another great person I idolize as well. There's a few out there, you know what I mean? Sometimes we need people to inspire us. And I see it like that sometimes. Besides my mom, my dad, here comes a celebrity. You know what I mean?
And knowing they're just like us. And we ourselves put him on that kind of platform sometimes, or pedestal, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
But we got to also realize that if what they're capable of, we're capable of.
Right.
You
They're
know?
just like us.
Yes.
Regular person.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They got more money. They got houses, this, celebrity, all this. They're just regular people like you and me. I mean, even though it's hard for them to go to a grocery store without one of us gonna approach them. Hey, let me get a picture. Of course they're gonna get annoyed because they can't even go to a simple grocery store. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everything comes with pros and cons.
With the price. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Pros and cons. Yeah, most definitely on that.
Well, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Do you have any crazy port stories?
Crazy port stories. Yeah. Just the other day, I almost got ran over at Madsen. So, we're always like so in a rush to help people. Employer, truckers, our fellow coworkers, union brothers. I was like keeping my distance from the top handler, making sure the pitch and catch is running,
What is that? Oh,
pitch and catch would be like,
the can
the
on
can
the
will pitch
UTR,
it to
on the
UTR,
palm cart.
and he has to deliver it to another part of the yard for a catch.
Okay.
So basically, I was the clerk, and I have to make sure all the cans are correctly circling them, making sure they're going to the right spots. And when I was moving to another section, because I'm trying to get out of the way of the top handler, because sometimes they can't see you. You know what I mean? They don't have cameras. Some of them, the newer top handlers, have cameras. They can see you.
The top handler, what they call the CY.
Exactly.
At
CY.
the hall, right?
Exactly.
CY.
The CY.
So they have blind spots? It seems like they don't.
They do have blind spots.
Ah.
Yeah, they do have blind spots.
And what's that? The back?
The backs. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. That's why a lot of them turn their heads and see what's going on, or they just rely on the cameras. I mean, I would definitely turn my head.
The camera will still have a blind side.
Of course. That's why I don't want to rely on the camera. I'd rather just turn my head, making sure I know that for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and also the beeping, when they're
Yeah.
going backwards. So I was moving myself to another area where it's going to be safe, and here comes a top handler coming right out of the pile.
Oh,
they're not
shit.
supposed to do that. They're supposed to go around. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? Oh, he came out of the pile driving forward.
That woman, it was a woman driver. She spat out. She drove it like she stole it, man. She came right out of the pile.
She cut through the pile.
She cut through the pile.
She was not working the pile.
No.
And backing up.
Exactly.
She went out of
Out through the pile. She
Shit.
cut through the pile.
Damn.
And if I didn't really pay attention, like if I would have my phone, if I was drinking a cup of coffee or turning the radio to listen to the music, I would have got crushed, dude. Right then and there.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Crushed.
Just like that.
That shit will crush you?
Oh,
that
most definitely.
machine?
The top handler would crush
Yeah.
that little pickup truck.
Oh, shit. This
Oh,
whole time
yeah.
I was thinking you're in a UTR.
No, I'm in a
you
pickup
were-
truck, the clerk's
oh,
truck,
man.
yeah.
I've seen them run over the pickup trucks.
Like nothing. Like a can, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one lady got lucky one time. I don't know who it was, but it was a lady. It happened, and she was just trapped in there.
Wow. See? That's exactly what I'm talking about.
She lived.
That would have been a very horror story if that would have actually happened to me. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa. And I honked at her, and she's like, hey. She threw her hands up, and I threw my hands up. I was like, wait, you were in the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
She could have easily said, hey, my bad. She knew she did something in the wrong.
Okay.
But here you go again, the ego, the pride. Who are you? I'm the top handler. I'm up here. You're down. That's the thing about down there, man. There's a lot of politics. There's a lot of job titles, which people think they're high and mighty. But you know what? We're all on the same.
You all represent the same
We're all
team.
on the same boat. We're on the same team. Don't let that money get to your head, or job title, position, who you are, what you are. You know what I mean? It's like we're all on the same boat, brother. But I just whatever. I just let it go. I didn't want to address it or keep going with it or
Yeah.
follow her. Or, you know what I mean?
I'm sure she knows what she did,
Yeah.
and it took a little mental note of it.
Right.
And what did you learn from that?
I learned from that is know your surroundings. Always listen to everything going on. Like we're talking about machines, beeping, noises. Know your environment. Don't be in the rush. You know what I mean? Just try to find an area where you're secured. Because a blind spot can be that moment. That's what's gonna happen.
So don't park in the shade that the stack of containers provides.
Yeah, I know, right? Right there in the shade, like the sun is not hitting that spot. Yeah, I mean, it could easily be take it for granted, brother. You know what I mean? Just know your surroundings, know everywhere you're at all times, and making sure that they know that you're there. Because if they don't know that you're there, they're gonna do whatever they're doing. Business
Do
as
you
usual.
check that your horn works all the time, or
Dude, I get in there now that all this corona stuff, all this stuff is going on.
Okay.
I wipe everything down.
Yeah.
My radio, my steering wheel.
Yeah.
I even pick up the trash sometimes I leave behind from the next shift. Like, I'm the one to do is I clean up after myself, even though somebody else actually dumped everything in there. You know what I mean? Their
it's
trash.
not cool? Why
Yeah.
do you gotta pick up
Like,
after others?
I'm like, wow, imagine what their house looks like. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wipe everything down, making sure everything is cool, and then I'm ready to work. You know what I mean? Make sure my windshield's clean, everything's cool. That way I can see. You know what I mean? I don't want anything to come in between me. Like, oh, my windshield was dirty, or I didn't have my steel toes, or hard hat, or vest, or because if any given moment, man, if something does happen, and it comes back to you, And the company's like, well, hey, man, you didn't have your steel-toe boots. We're not going to pay you. We're not going to pay you for your injury.
Sounds like accidental death, dismemberment, I think they call it, insurance. They find any little way to
Any little excuses
yeah.
not to pay you.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Wow.
I recommend everybody, even truckers, safety vest, if they have steel-toe shoes, gloves, to turn a pin, anything they needed to be out there as well, because if anything happens, they're going to look at them too. They have everything, 24-hour surveillance on camera, everything. You can't beat the eye in the sky.
So if you run over my toes and I'm wearing flip-flops, it'll be hard for me to, exercise some kind
How do
of...
you justify that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have
Most
been prevented.
Could have been prevented.
I thought that PPE was strictly for you guys, though, mostly. Like, we could wear flip-flops. You got to wear the steel toes. But,
It's for everybody.
yeah.
That's for everybody.
Okay.
Because, you come to work. You don't know what's going to happen that day. What about if you slip and hooking up to a chassis?
The key is to just check off all the stuff that's preventable, and then if it's your day, it's your day.
Right.
Okay.
Safety first, man. You are driving a big rig, you know what I mean? It's not a UTR. I mean, even if UTR.
Man, we got these fucking guys.
Right?
Got the cruise control.
Right? Yeah, like what's going on?
I don't know if it's like they think it looks cool. They think they look like they got it under control.
Or they got it made, or they're big shot somebody, or, I mean.
Fucking litter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, let me go back to work now, huh? Exactly. Oh, man. It trips me out too, bro. It does.
Yeah. Hey,
because one person can make everybody look bad, right?
Yeah.
One trucker can make all the truckers look bad.
Yeah.
One longshoreman can make all longshoremen look bad.
Nah, I put all my shit bags in the trash, bro.
Right. Yeah. But if you really gotta go behind the pile.
No, there's this guy that hated you guys so much, he'll go shit inside of the empties.
Whoa, I haven't heard that one.
But in a way, it was comedy, I guess, in a way. Like, he would just want to post that, Like,
yeah.
It's like, but you see, that's the exact example of shitting where you eat, because now I go pick up that empty.
Exactly. Now what? Thanks, man.
I thought I was picking up an empty, but
right.
I guess I got myself a load.
Right. Yeah.
A hot load.
Man, he's eating corn too.
Yeah. Shit.
Crazy.
Luca, we're about running out of time, and I wanted to ask you this.
Sure.
If you had any advice for young Luca, like, what would it be?
If I can travel back in the time?
And tell your young Luca something,
Wow. That's a heavy question, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Would you even want to,
Yeah, it's another good question, because, sometimes messing with the past into the future is a whole different thing. You might interrupt something. You know what I mean? Like Back to the Future.
I should have just said that.
You know what I mean?
Just let you figure it out.
Yeah, man. I would probably say, hey, invest.
Get yourself some Bitcoin, Luca.
Bitcoin, or properties, or invest into something that you're gonna have passion for every day. You know what I mean? Like, I can definitely see that into myself. To tell my younger self, like, hey, to invest. Don't throw away your money. I was always a good saver, but I wanna treat myself. They don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Okay. You know what I mean? So I wanted to splurge a little bit. But if I had to make some good, smart decisions to go back in the time, I would definitely invest into, like, something crypto. Maybe it's how it's coming up now. You know what I mean? Like, Bitcoin was coming up. Or try to buy a piece of property back then, or an apartment building, or something like I can really make more useful to myself now. I was like, oh yeah, I have 2 units. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I always believe in real estate. Real estate is a really good money maker, and that will be something that will always be here around. And it ain't going nowhere.
As long as the planet's still intact,
exactly.
We're gonna have to set that property on some land.
Right.
it just hit me right now that although we can't go back in time and talk to our younger selves,
Right.
we could talk to our young children.
There you go. Right.
That just came to me right now.
See?
Maybe.
So what you're teaching your children today, that's your younger self. You look at them, that's you. Boom.
Let's do it.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Most definitely, brother.
Thank you for all your, all that you shared.
Most definitely.
Taking time out of your day to
Yeah.
come here. And I'm sure like this will, what
This
are my
will
words?
answer a lot of questions out there.
Yes,
You know what I
yes,
mean? Definitely.
yes.
You know, from the ILWU 13 side to the truckers and see what's going on. You know, now they have a better understanding.
Yes.
You know, okay, now I see what's going on instead of just putting a picture out there. And if you guys see me out there, I'm more than willing to help you guys anytime. You know, just I'm here.
Where can people support your brand or reach out to you?
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to share?
I also started my own podcast, like I mentioned it to you before.
Okay.
It's called Random
That's right.
Talk Radio.
Random Talk Radio.
You can talk about anything on there. You're not restricted to do anything.
Okay.
Religion, politics, your life. It's just a pretty cool little show. I started.
Okay.
And my clothing line, you can follow me on Instagram, Stallions26.
Okay.
And yeah,
I'm gonna get all that down and I'm gonna put it in the
link that in there.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
And then
Most definitely. And if anybody needs a helping hand or to me to answer their questions, I'm available as well. You know, feel free. You know, we're always there are some still good people out there. There's still some
so
left.
they would message you through your Instagram
Yeah.
account? Okay, cool.
Most definitely. There are some still good people left out there.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody is like, how they think they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Well, you're definitely proof of
I
that.
represent the one of them, the solid. You know
Yes.
what I mean? I'm one of the
Yeah.
good, solid ones out there.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And
Most definitely. Thank you for having me on the show, and be glad to come back one of these days and
Yeah.
to see what we've been up to.
yes, sir. I want to also take the opportunity now to invite any other people in the longshore field or other truckers, anyone in the industry willing to come up here and share your side. We'd love to have you. You can always message me on Instagram, at Containeroz, or send me an email. It's Luis Molina at containeroz.com. And I'll be glad to reply, and we go from there. So once again, thank you all for your time, and have a good one. Catch you on the next one. Peace.